Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we're starting a look at Q.U.B.E 2. I'm playing this in the DirectX 12 version that lets you do the NVIDIA and cell feature, so I just wanted to point that out. So it's kind of a screenshot on top of the programmers making a screenshot mode. Kind of doesn't mean anything. You can hit Alt F2, it pops up when you first launch the game, but I figured I'd show that off because one of the discussions as I was doing a little bit of research on this game is there should be a screenshot mode, and well, it's kind of built in if you have an NVIDIA driver and you're running DirectX 12. DirectX 12 unfortunately is not forwards compatible, and it's not as easy to be backwards compatible. It seems like a programmer who cares could probably move from DirectX 11 to 12 pretty quickly and easily without actually using any of the new features in 12. But if you're not going to commit to actually using those new features, it doesn't matter. Also, this game was published by Tripped Nerve instead of just being self-published by the creators of the game, Toxic Games, which probably means this one got a little bit more budget. But then it also has a season pass that it's nearly a year now, as of this recording, they have not released the final piece of the season pass, which was supposed to be a second puzzle pack. And I haven't bought that, so we kind of started with me finishing up on some DLC from 5 years ago in the Talos Principle, the Road to Gehenna DLC, and now we're going to finish this short series of Portal-inspired puzzle platformers on Q.U.B.E 2 with some DLC that I'm not going to bother to get because frankly it would be $14, and I'm not sure that it really would be worth $14 to get the season pass to get a couple more puzzles. Now, as for options, there's not a lot we need to cover here in the setup. It asks your language by default, which is nice. It's set at 720 resolution, so I've got that up to 1080p. Everything here was not at the highest setting, but the secondary setting. I'm trying to use the controller here, and it is not really working. You have to use the D-pad, I guess. So everything was at Epic instead of Ultra, and I'm just turning everything up to Ultra and then turning off VSync. I have the audio set outside of the game, and I turned on subtitles. There is something wrong, of course, in my nitpicky way of having everything at 100%, because if the volume outside in the Windows volume mixer is at 100% and the master volume's at 100 and everything else is at 100, you can't turn anything else up without running your audio through like a surround sound amplifier or some external device to make things louder. So I prefer everything stay at 50%, and that way you can always turn it up if you need to, or at least have the master volume at 50% to start off with. Excuse me as I take a drink of water. The menu is not working amazingly well right now, probably because there's a mouse cursor that's not being shown. But I'm playing with the Xbox One gamepad. Now, we played Q.U.B.E 1, the director's cut, which was I came probably to realize this and didn't really say it in that series, that the original version of the game had basically no story, and then it was highly criticized for having no story, so they paid someone to write a story into the game. But then the game is extremely linear. Now that they know that's not something that their audience wants or will find acceptable, Q.U.B.E 2 is now going to have to actually deliver on a game that has a story and gives you at least a little bit of feeling of control, and hopefully not make the same mistake of making it very obvious that there should have been a point in the first game where you could have either gone left or gone right, chosen one side versus the other. Even though that was the whole build-up of the story, you still really had to just walk forward at the end and see the final cutscene. It's funny, and this is, I guess, just a matter of time and possibly the Q.U.B.E eye tracker paying people to put in support for their software. But yeah, it's weird that the season pass has seemingly been incomplete and abandoned, and Toxic Games feels like they probably have just disappeared at this point. They could come back 3 years from now and have another game, that's certainly true, but not likely. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. But it's weird that they didn't finish the content of their game, yet they, at some point, according to the updates, put in eye tracking capabilities. By that way, Q.U.B.E eye tracker at this point is completely abandoned. It never caught on. Nobody is going to use it. The only thing I guess we could say here is, without even starting the game, here's what I'm guessing from this first screen. I'm guessing one of the alien cubes from the alien spaceship made out of cubes actually made it to Earth, connected in some way to a computer or just connected to a building and started rebuilding a facility on Earth. Perhaps that the fact that the ship was breaking up at all was really nothing but a scattershot attack on Earth. That would be about my only guess. If not, then my backup guesses would be that there's another spaceship and they're just doing the same thing again, or the story's not related at all, or nothing that we saw in the first game was actually true and it turned out all to be a lie, which that would be the hardest thing to accept, is that the entire first game didn't happen. It frankly would have been better in this case if this wasn't called Q.U.B.E 2 and instead it was called Q.U.B.E Resurrection or Reborn. Give it a subtitle name and soft reboot the series, because I don't think it really helps your case too much even playing the director's cut compared to the level of quality I think this game is going to offer. That's enough speculation though. Let's begin. The audio may be a little too quiet. Subtitles not working in this cutscene. We have a female voice this time when it seemed to indicate that the character we were playing as in the first game was a male.
Oxygen systems effective. Loading user interface.
Hey Mel, let me know if you're still good for our call tonight. Can't wait to hear about what you've uncovered today. Poppy says hi. Speak tonight. Love you.
So we're getting like faces and interfaces, and I think I may actually have control. Yeah.
Anyone help me?
So either I'm on the alien planet or this is Earth. And a lot has happened. Interesting, I cannot quite do a full 360 spin. It took control away and I just passed out. So, I don't know if I would have passed out if I had tried to walk forward. I was just spinning the camera, trying to get my bearings first. So the question will come to does her suit not work as well, or does it work better than the suit in the first game? Because the first suit in the first game
This is Commander Emma Sutcliffe of the
basically would keep you alive through photosynthesis forever.
Mission success. Are there any survivors out there? Hello? This is Dr. Amelia Cross. I'm picking up your signal. I repeat, I am reading you clearly. Please, I don't know what's happened, but I need help. Try and remain calm. Your systems are slightly damaged. I can't identify what your rank was either. Looks like you're suffering from cryogenic-induced amnesia. What? What are you talking about? You must have been part of Vitruvius, tasked with destroying the cube. Damn. The escape pods must have brought us both back to the origin planet. That life suit you're wearing, you can manipulate the cubic structures with it. We used the same design to destroy an extraterrestrial object that was on a collision course with Earth. You may not remember, but if you listen to me and do as I say, we may actually make it back home. Do you understand me? I don't know what the hell is going on, but just tell me what I need to do. Okay. I've detected a human distress beacon coming from the peak of the structure you're in. Your signal is weak because of this blasted sandstorm. I can't log on to you. That beacon is above the storm. If you can just make it there, you should be clear. If you rendezvous with any other survivors, I should be able to use my teleporter to extract us all and get home.
Teleporting.
Okay. I think I can do that.
So, more technology in the future. So we start in a pretty cubic room with kind of maybe alien, maybe not lights. Like, that was a problem in the game, was that there certainly was a level of disbelief. Is this going to be a hub world, or is this a place where I'm getting cloned multiple times? And I guess I'm supposed to go towards that light. This all looks pretty good. We didn't have any like buttons, so let's just hit everything and see if anything would turn on a flashlight or something. No. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm a clone and these are cloning facilities. But I guess I am just gonna jump through every guess whatsoever. Anything that's possible, I suppose, is possible, or even slightly possible, is believable, since there's so many things that aren't established as far as like a time frame or anything like this. This could be Earth. This could be that they got in the rescue pods, and the rescue pods did take them to the home planet of the aliens, which would kind of make sense. But if that is the case, then these don't electrocute me. Good to know. Then the human from the first game also would have probably been sent to the aliens' homeworld. Got like a logo, which there really wasn't a logo in the first game. In a lot of ways, this could just be a spiritual successor and not a canonical successor to the first game. But there was a story, certainly, of that. I like the way they're telling this story by giving you this boyfriend character, this dog character, this female character that you're playing as, seeing pictures of them. It all does a very good job to humanize the character you're playing as, even to the point where you may very well not be a human at all. This might just be some trickery. I don't know what the chords here look different, and I don't know what they really want us to learn or do, quite frankly, because in the first game we listened to a female voice, and did exactly what it told us to, and it worked out just perfectly. So, most storytellers would want to subvert that. Even in Portal 2, the bad girl of GLaDOS eventually did somewhat work with you and not be the bad guy of the story. I haven't had anything to do, and right now at least I can't ping the walls, which is probably a good idea, frankly. I'm gonna have to look at this video too just to make sure that it's not messing up. I don't know why it would, but when it said to launch on the DirectX 12 version, which isn't the default version, that it did something with green screens or green glass. It fixed that problem. But honestly, trying to fix something can half the time cause so many other problems. So we've got like a heads-up display pointing us in the direction.
You should place a blue cube using the left glove onto one of those white panels with the frames on. Once placed, stand on it. It will launch you upwards.
So we're getting a very tutorial section here, which we really didn't get in the first game. And gamepad left trigger to place. And is that it? That is it. Okay.
Jesus. I wasn't expecting that.
You better get used to it. It may just save your life in here. Listen, I'm losing signal because of the storm. Keep climbing upwards. Contact me if you find anything strange.
Interesting. And this is totally different
Can you hear me?
than the first game.
God, what have I got myself into?
So instead of it being a real thing, it now is just kind of this purplish hologram. That's the color I see, as I see more of a purple than a... seems like you can only have one at the moment. And if I left trigger again, it just goes away. See, and I like that idea way better than the first game where you're doing actual solid cubes, but then that also potentially is going to change how a lot of the puzzles play, because a lot of those puzzles revolved around having actual solid cubes appear. I guess it is more realistic. This still looks very human. Like paint here, like it's really hard to believe that this is actually the alien ship that we saw in the first game. This just looks like a tarp. Late into the first game, we did kind of learn that there was a way of changing white cubes into different colors, but I wasn't... If we start at that level, they're going to have to give us a whole nother game's worth of gameplay mechanics, which is not a bad idea, frankly. There will be, certainly, I guess these are kind of landing pads, although it doesn't seem like you'd really take fall damage anyways. Yeah, more... If we had more gameplay mechanics than just what we saw in the first game, that's probably a smart move. Yeah. Doesn't seem like you really take fall damage, at least not for what level of fall I can do right now. And almost certainly there are achievements. Almost certainly, well, I know there are achievements. But almost certainly there are hidden collectibles all over the place. These wires look very different than the wires before. The logo here. Will that logo change any? So now look at that movement on our hand. Pull forward with the right trigger, push with the right trigger. And it's just one smooth movement. Now you still have a bit of a delay. So, like, if I want to try this, it's not as good. And the left trigger is doing absolutely nothing. So they kind of know that you're at a certain level. So, just do a little jumping, I suppose. That's all I have available to me right now. And I think I can't really efficiently do parkouring on each of these columns, looking to see if there's something around them, so I'll just look around them and kind of look in the nooks and crannies of the building just to see if there's something hidden. So this logo has 4 parts, so there might be 4 chapters, and one part might fill in, then the other part, then the other part, then this center part. And so we kind of learned about the Reds without even having to be told about the Reds. I imagine the game just really wanted to leave me there and make me learn that on myself, instead of that I missed potential dialogue because I simply moved too fast. That would be annoying. The speed here is alright. There is something with the X button. There is no crouch button. There's nothing on the D-pad. So X seems to do the same thing as the left trigger. And you do get little sparkles as an indicator now. And then it took a little bit of time to reset me there. So they didn't want me to fall in a way that would have me at some kind of weird angle.
Emma, I found something. Oh, still no signal.
Says her ID is Amelia Cross, but there's seems not to be really a rank there. To interact, do what? So I probably need the red because, like, that's not gonna do anything for me. So they only really changed to blue. Well, apparently that was supposed to be right trigger to interact. It's kind of pointless to have the text tips.
Function. Code-colored red enabled. Recommended action. Place red cube on white panel.
And that's system AI.
Why would these be here?
Yeah, why would these be here? Why are they perfectly compatible with the suit I'm wearing? Is it possible that they stole the technology from the aliens and it's the humans that started the war in the first place?
I should place a red cube and then interact with it.
Yeah, so I guess I probably did miss a level of dialogue there. I wonder if it's just gonna stick with so how do I change colors? See, that's the question. Alright, so it's left bump and right bump. Cycles between the colors. Okay. Do want to check here as we are on some of these visual general options. Like, because the thing I would have liked to see missing here is, maybe it's under accessibility. No, there's still not really a way. Like, actually, there's a couple options here that are missing. Like, no way to turn off the tutorials, as far as I can tell, and no way to turn off anything else, unless camera bob is something you can disable. Right. And we've got the mouse problem. So the system messages can't be turned off, and the circle in the middle of the screen can't be turned off. That seems really kind of sucky. And see, that's weird, because right now there's kind of nothing that we can do to with the right hand with the blue. So like there's nothing with the right hand you can do with the blue, but you can totally use both the right and the left hand with the red. So it kind of feels more like it should be a case of left should be blue and red should be right, at least for a moment. And okay, so we need to place that there, and we'll block off. And see, it has an auto turnaround feature that I actually enjoy, so I wouldn't want to turn that off, because that was kind of a problem, but not very often in Q.U.B.E 1, is just the fact that you would jump towards a blue cube and then have to kind of turn around to see where you're going. Well, it's been 30 minutes, or just about that. I do have to applaud the game so far for not having a loud ding when you come in and out of the menu. You just have this very soft ding when you come out, which was a problem in the first game. Also, when you pause, you're just pausing on the screen. I don't know if that was a thing in the first game or not. It hasn't been that long, but I've forgotten that. But yeah, we're on the first chapter, the first step, and it's going pretty good. I'm going to turn up the audio a little bit, but not too much. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.